The average person spends around 4 hours a day on their phone. That's over 60 days a year just scrolling, tapping, and staring at a screen that fits in your pocket.
60 days a year. I feel like that might be conservative for me, which is not something I'm proud of.
Welcome to Slow Sip English. I'm Sophie, and this is the podcast where we have real, relaxed conversations in English, perfect for anyone who wants to improve naturally without it feeling like hard work. I'm joined, as always, by Tom, and today we're talking about our evening routines, how we unwind after a long day, how we switch off from work, and whether any of us actually manage to put the phone down before bed.
Complicated is a good word for it. I genuinely can't remember the last time I sat somewhere for more than 10 minutes without picking it up. It's almost automatic at this point.
Completely automatic. Yes, that's exactly it. And that's what today's conversation is all about, our relationship with our phones, the good, the bad, and the slightly embarrassing.
It's such a relatable topic. Almost everyone I know has some kind of complicated relationship with their phone. You need it, but it also kind of stresses you out at the same time.
Exactly. And it comes with lots of useful everyday vocabulary, which we'll look at in our spotlight section a bit later. But first, let's talk honestly about our phone habits. Tom, how much do you actually use your phone each day?
My phone gives me a weekly screen time report every Sunday, and every Sunday I look at it and feel a little ashamed. We're talking around 5 to 6 hours a day on average.
5 to 6 hours. That's a lot.
It is a lot. And the worst part is, I don't even feel like I'm using it that much while it's happening. It's all these small moments that add up. Checking it when I wake up, on the tube, at lunch, while watching TV. It just accumulates.
Mine is probably around 2 to 3 hours, but I'm not proud of that either. I think what surprises people is how much of it is completely mindless. You're not doing anything useful, you're just scrolling, like your thumb is moving on its own.
The thumb has a mind of its own. That's the honest truth. What are you mostly using yours for?
Honestly, a mix of things. Messaging to stay in touch with friends and family, maps because I still somehow get lost in London, reading articles, a bit of social media, and podcasts, obviously. What about you?
Similar, but with way more social media. That's where most of my time goes. Instagram mostly. And then I get sucked into reading news, which sounds responsible, but honestly, it's just doom scrolling. I read bad news for 20 minutes and feel worse than when I started.
Oh, doom scrolling. You keep scrolling through negative news even though it's making you anxious, but you can't stop.
Exactly. Social media apps are genuinely designed to keep you on them. The infinite scroll, the notifications, the little dopamine hit when someone likes your post. It's not an accident that it's addictive.
There's been a lot written about this, how these platforms are engineered to capture your attention and keep it. And once you know that, it makes it easier to understand why it's so hard to put the phone down. It's not just a lack of willpower. The technology is working against you.
Right. Though I still have to take some personal responsibility here. I have definitely gone down the rabbit hole more times than I can count. You start watching one video and suddenly 45 minutes have passed and you're watching a documentary about deep-sea creatures.
I know that feeling. You open your phone to check one text and then resurface 20 minutes later wondering what just happened. So do you think all of this is making us more connected or actually more isolated?
Both, honestly. I moved from Chicago to London 5 years ago. Without my phone, staying in touch with family and friends back home would be so much harder. I message my mom almost every day.
That's genuinely wonderful.
Totally. That side of it is brilliant. But then there's the other side, where you're sitting with real people and everyone is glued to their phones. You're all technically together, but mentally somewhere else entirely. Yeah, I have a pretty embarrassing story actually. I was at dinner with a group of friends a few months ago. Proper sit-down dinner. And at one point, I looked up and realized I'd been on my phone for like 10 minutes, just scrolling while everyone else was talking.
Oh no.
And the worst part, nobody said anything, because everyone else had also drifted to their phones at some point during the evening. We were all doing it. We made plans to see each other, and then we all just sat on our phones.
That really is quite sad when you put it like that. Being fully present, really listening, really engaging takes effort. And the phone is the easy option. It's always right there, always stimulating, never demanding anything from you.
Exactly. Have you ever had a moment that made you rethink your phone use? Like a proper wake-up call?
Actually, yes. A while back, I left my phone at home by accident. I was already on the train before I realized, and my first reaction was genuine panic, not mild inconvenience, actual panic. And I thought, that's not right. Why does this feel catastrophic?
What happened? Did you go back for it?
I didn't because I would have been late, so I got through the day without it, and by lunchtime it was fine. I had a really focused morning with no notifications pulling my attention away. I ate my lunch and looked out the window instead of reading something. It was oddly peaceful.
That's kind of beautiful, and a little scary that it takes accidentally leaving your phone at home to get that experience.
I know. It made me think about the idea of a digital detox, deliberately taking a break from your phone or screens. Have you ever tried that properly?
I tried a proper one once. No social media for a week. I lasted 4 days, which actually I think is pretty good for me.
That's not bad at all. What was it like?
The first day was genuinely uncomfortable. I kept reaching for my phone out of habit and then remembering I wasn't supposed to open Instagram. It's like a reflex. But by day 3, I felt a bit calmer, less noise in my head, less of that constant low-level feeling that you're missing something.
That's such a good way to describe it. Less noise. That's exactly what it is. Social media creates this constant background hum of information and stimulus, and when it's gone, you suddenly notice how quiet your mind can be.
Yeah. On day 4, I saw a notification pop up and just clicked it, and it all came back immediately. I think the hard part isn't the detox itself, it's keeping those better habits going afterwards.
Absolutely. Small, sustainable changes are probably more realistic than dramatic all-or-nothing approaches. Things like keeping your phone out of the bedroom, turning off non-essential notifications, or setting a specific time of day when you check social media rather than constantly throughout the day.
The notification thing is huge. I turned off most of my notifications a few months ago, and it genuinely helped. Every notification is a little interruption, your phone tapping you on the shoulder saying, "Hey, come look at this." And you feel compelled to respond immediately, even when it's not urgent.
Yes. And have you ever experienced this, where you feel like your phone is vibrating, but when you check it, there's nothing there? No message, no notification.
Oh yes, all the time. There's actually a name for that, a phantom vibration. Your brain gets so conditioned to the phone buzzing that it starts imagining it.
Yes, a phantom vibration, and I find that slightly unsettling. The idea that our phones have trained our brains to respond to a stimulus that isn't even there tells you something about how deep this habit goes. I think most of us are to some degree, but awareness is the first step. Just noticing when you're reaching for your phone out of boredom or anxiety rather than actual need. That's already quite a shift.
Yeah. The phone is just part of life now, and figuring out a healthy relationship with it is one of those ongoing challenges that I don't think anyone has fully solved.
And on that note, let's move into our vocabulary spotlight. This conversation has been full of really useful language, so let's slow down and look at some key words and phrases from today.
Okay, first one, to scroll. When you scroll, you move through content on a screen by moving your finger up or down to see more. You can scroll through social media, a newsfeed, messages. It's one of the most common things we do on our phones. For example, I was scrolling through Instagram when I should have been working.
Next, to be glued to something. If you are glued to your phone or glued to the television, it means you are so focused on it that you cannot or will not look away. For example, the children were glued to their tablets all afternoon.
Next, a digital detox. A digital detox means deliberately taking a break from digital devices, phones, laptops, social media, for a period of time. For example, she went on a digital detox during her holiday and said she felt much more relaxed.
Then we have to switch off. And in this context, we don't mean turning your phone off literally. To switch off means to mentally disconnect, to stop thinking about something, to give your mind a rest. For example, I find it really hard to switch off from work emails in the evenings.
Good one. Now, to go down the rabbit hole. This expression comes from Alice in Wonderland. When we say someone went down a rabbit hole, we mean they started following one idea or piece of content that led to another and another, ending up very deep into a topic they hadn't planned to explore. For example, I went down a rabbit hole reading about ancient Rome and lost 2 hours.
To be present. To be present means to be fully focused on the current moment, on the people around you and the experience you're having, rather than being distracted by your phone or your thoughts. For example, I try to put my phone away at mealtimes so I can be more present with my family. 6 fantastic phrases there. To scroll, to be glued to something, a digital detox, to switch off, to go down the rabbit hole, and to be present. Try using at least one of them this week, in a conversation, in a journal entry, or just saying them out loud to practice.
All right, now it's your turn. We have 3 reflection questions. You can think about them quietly, discuss them in English with someone, or write your thoughts down as a writing exercise.
Question 1. How many hours a day do you think you spend on your phone? If you have a screen time feature on your device, take a look. The number might surprise you. Is it too much, about right, or less than you expected?
Question 2. Think about a time when you were glued to your phone and missed something happening around you. Maybe a conversation, a beautiful view, a moment with someone you care about. How did that make you feel?
And question 3, would you ever try a digital detox, even a small one, like putting your phone away for one full evening or not checking it for the first hour of your day? What do you think would be the hardest part?
Those are some genuinely thought-provoking questions. Take your time with them.
And that brings us to the end of episode 3 of Slow Sip English. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We really appreciate every single listener, wherever in the world you're tuning in from. We'll be back soon with another topic to explore together. Until then, take care, and maybe put the phone down for a bit.
See you next time. I'm going to charge my phone in another room tonight. I mean it this time.
Good luck, Tom. Bye, everyone.